So how was that? You having fun with this? Do you know who's starting to feel the, even though it's just an exercise right now, it's not really an induction, who's starting to feel a little more relaxed? Anyone? Who's starting to feel a little more comfortable in general? But you realize we're only doing an exercise here, right? This is not hypnosis yet, right? Right? Is it me? You know, we're just chatting to people. We're just playing with language, I think. So whatever effect it isn't you're not having yet, would you like to have a little bit more of that effect that you're not having properly? So, but only if it's possible, because if it's not, you may as well just do it and then pretend that it hasn't happened. Yeah, that's the advanced seminar. So, what I want to introduce to you now is another concept. We have the idea of power words. And this is pretty simple, right? There are many different power words. These are just the simple ones I've just brought out for you to get used to now. We'll talk about how to find more in time. Then we have some simple trance themes. Again, there's lots of trance themes, but these are some simple ones you can start getting used to, and then we can start applying more and more trance themes as we go along. What I'd like to do now is a way of enhancing trance themes that a lot of people don't think about. And it's something that, by the way, a portion of your very country here in the USA is exceptionally good at. These are called, what I call these are reference similes. They're just basically similes that enhance whatever it is that you're talking about. Of course, in the southern USA, part of everyday speech is to use a lot of these kind of similes. You know, he was more careful than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. It's a very vivid metaphor. It's a very vivid picture that it presents. The kind of similes I want to you guys to use now is the ones that basically have reference experiences that match these trance themes as closely as possible. For example, with relaxation, well, if you talk about a wet dishcloth, that's kind of relaxed, isn't it? If you want to have someone be as loose and limp as a wet dishcloth, that has a very vivid picture which has or incorporates the idea of relaxation within it, does it not? Right? Let's take some other type things. So that's an object. What about a situation? Has anyone here ever lain in bed in the morning and it's time to get up, but you're so comfortable, you don't want to get out? Anyone ever had that, or is it just me? No? I know, it must be just myself. But again, it's a simile. It's, you know, you can listen to me because it's easy to relax. Just like when you're lying in bed in the morning, it's so comfortable, you don't want to get up. And all your muscles just relax like a wet dishcloth. Do you see how we're augmenting the reference experience by providing this vivid mental picture or vivid experience that they can build up inside the person? Does that kind of make sense to you guys? The kind of categories I have in mind, and these are just more for helping you think about it. It really doesn't matter what category something belongs into. We can talk about certain objects. Shall we write these down just so you have something to think about? We can talk about objects, right? So relaxation, the dishcloth is an object that has the quality of relaxation, does it not? If we had, for example, calm, might be an object or a scene. What about a sunset? That can be calm or calming, can it not? So you see how it augments the whole thing? So we have a scene or a situation which could also be used as a reference simile. Lying in your bed, that's a situation. It's a scene that you can draw to people which will bring the idea of relaxation, comfort, and so on to them, right? How about certain activities or actions? We could have things like, again, they're kind of like similar to the situation in the sense that you have someone lazing by a pool, floating down a stream, like a leaf being blown through the wind. Do you see how these are all metaphors or similes that still incorporate the essence of the trance theme, the essence of the experience that you want them to have? It augments the word on its own and brings it to life even further. Make sense? And of course, you have personal experiences. So if you know something about the personal experience or the personal history, you can throw those in as well. So let's just play a little game before we do this as an exercise, shall we? Give me some kind of a simile, a metaphor, a situation, an object, an experience, an activity or something that is associated with focus, where the reference experience of focus would be coming out with? Any ideas? Laser. So someone started talking about having a laser-like focus, right? That's a simple simile. What other things? Sitting in a cinema. So when people have sat in a cinema, when you're sitting in a cinema, you focus in on the screen. It's like sitting in a cinema. It's comfortable. It's relaxing, and you're totally riveted on what's going on, right? What other things can get you focus or situations? So you're flying the plane yourself. You're the captain. Provided it's in someone's reference experience, that'll be a great one. If it's not in their reference experience, they might go, oh. But what you could do is you could switch around. It's like you're the captain of an aeroplane, and everyone's relying on you. Do you see the difference here? In one, if you say, it's like flying a plane, well, if I haven't had the experience of flying a plane, I might not know what it means. But if I want to elaborate the situation, and everyone's relying on you, that already implies a higher care, higher focus, and so on. Do you see how that works? You can also go with other things. What about, focus like a tiger stalking its prey? Do you see how everything, you have a whole world of experiences to choose from. Does these ideas of similes make sense? And how these similes are going to augment your trance themes to build up a richer experience for them. Does that make sense? Yeah? Any questions? So, we're going to make the exercise a little bit more interesting now. We've had the trance themes on both sides of the equation. We've had the verifiable experience on the X side and a trance theme on the Y side, right? What we're going to do now is for the X side of the equation, you can use any experience that they will have to essentially accept or agree to in some way, which could be something that they're sensing right now. It could be something they're feeling, something they're seeing, something they're hearing. It could be something they will believe. It could be something is going to happen, like the sun rising tomorrow. It could be anything that is acceptable to that person, including a trance theme, because who doesn't like to relax? Which means the relaxation becomes easier when you focus on the comfort that it brings. It's just like a tiger stalking its prey. Only the prey you're stalking will be increasing comfort and relaxation. The inner calm, like a monk that's been meditating for years. Do you see how much richer your whole interaction now becomes? Can you feel that? And if you look around the room, you'll also already notice that everyone's become a lot quieter just by talking about these things. It's because it's opening up these reference experiences inside of us, and we can't help but recreate the same experiences. It's a lot of fun, and it's very interesting. Now, to make life easier or more interesting, this time I want you just to choose a partner and go through 2 or 3 cycles of these things. The order is irrelevant. 2 or 3 cycles, so you get to do it longer now, right? But because you're doing it longer, you also have more things you can do. You have more variety to play with as well. Does that make sense to you guys? Any questions about this? You can do it standing up, sitting down, walking around. I really don't mind which way you do it, as long as you have those key elements. The reference similes, the trance themes, the power words, and you're mixing it all into a nice, simple, hypnotic interaction. Well, pseudo-hypnotic, because you're not really putting them in trance yet, are you? Off you go. Okay, so are you getting used to this language stuff? Is it coming out a little bit more smoothly now? Who finds himself... Here's the irony. Have you found that the more of these things you're doing at the same time, actually the easier something weirdly gets because you have more ways of expressing yourself? Would that be roughly fair to say? Right? The key here is, it is something that you have to practice. You have to just do a lot of to have all the different directions to go in. But these are just exercises that will build your confidence up, build your abilities to do this up. So the more you do it, the easier it becomes. It's really as simple as that. And you should also find that it's relatively natural the way you're doing it this way, rather than trying to memorize some phrase and throw it in there from time to time and so on. You should be able to generate these things spontaneously as the situation demands.